Hey everybody. This week we've got a live guest lecture on Thursday afternoon. Please try to make it if you can. I'll be sharing the updated WebEx. I just need to verify it with him one more time because we scheduled it quite a while ago and he's been out of the country. So it's going to be Bradley Giles, if he's still available, and he is phenomenal. I mean, he's super well known. We're very lucky to have him. He's going to talk about professional ethics, and he has a presentation called Cowboy Ethics, which is pretty awesome. So I'd like to try to keep this short. So this is going to be my version of short, everybody. So last week, you guys went to the fair, and I'm looking forward to reading about your experiences, whether you attended or just did your online search, whatever. I'm also interested in reading your reflections because it is an important time now that we make sure we have our feet underneath us and we have a clear vision of what we want to accomplish. And then you all did the three case studies on, I think they're all forklift related, if I'm not mistaken. And then I also, on Thursday of last week, posted your new interview partners and its current capstone interns, which I think is really interesting. I think you're going to learn a lot from them. You can share some of the stuff you're working on now, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. I'm looking forward to reading how it went, and I'll be reviewing these three later in this video. Hold on. Here we go. So for this week, here is the interview with the capstone intern. I've got it matched here. So I had it on the last week. I put it on this week as well. Above this, by the time you're seeing this, will be the Word document, which I'll go over in just a moment, and also a link to this video and the WebEx for the Brad Giles interview. Or his presentation. Here's information that he's provided, in previous semesters, and I do have a recorded WebEx from him about a year ago, which I've used before, and I believe Dr. Choi's class used it, but he wanted to meet with you, and we're very lucky. Then this has taken me a long time to put together, but I have a real-world case study based on some work I'm doing at April Air, and so I've got the case study kind of description right here to begin to get you rolling. Here's a reminder of what's expected in a case study. And then I've got some videos of it operating and then some pictures. And your basic, what I want you to do, and it kind of spells it out here, is to do your own research. So defining what the problem is, providing background on the type of injuries, or illnesses, or OSHA citations, things that could cost the company based on the current design, and then referencing what would be considered either OSHA compliance or ANSI best practice, or whatever you can find, and make recommendations to improve it and what it could save the company by doing so. I know what the solution is already. It was one that I kind of just knew already, but I want to see what you guys come up with. So this is your practice run for future case studies. So there's many, many more, and I'm going to get busy this week trying to document them. And then at the end of this presentation, I'm going to share with you something that happened this last week that I'm really excited about. So that's what we have going on. So let me just bring over here is the agenda for this week. So interview your intern. This is the video I'm creating. I'll do the scoring in a moment here and then do my April Air presentation. Here's the information on Bradley Giles. Again, look him up on LinkedIn. The guy is super connected, super well known, and is very generous with his time and knowledge. And then the mechanical pneumatic press safeguard study, which I just talked about. And so, yeah, that's pretty much everything. And then also, from now on, we're going to be really doing more of a guest speaker, and I'll talk about some other things going on. And I'll be providing either real-world case studies or having you share with me the type of case studies you're going to be working on. Okay? That's what we got going on. And then always summarize what you've been up to, reflect on what you've gotten done, what you want to get done, and I will keep doing that as well. But I'm not going to do it this week. I need to get caught up on that. And I'll explain that in just a few moments. So let's get this out of there. And let's go to the last week's case study. So again, I'd like you, as I review these, I would like you to be kind of monitoring, look back at how you had scored them and see if you can look at it a little bit differently, or, are we really close when it comes to how we're evaluating these? That just will make it easier as we move forward that if we're on the same page. So 30 points go to executive summary, and this is kind of a description of what I want to see based on what level. The technical report itself, the justification and the value-based assessment or cost-benefit analysis with recommendations, and finally, the overall presentation of the report. So let's go to the first one. So this is a PIT pedestrian. That stands for Powered Industrial Truck. Pedestrian relationship. This is done at Oshkosh by Kyle Smith. So he's got an executive summary. Good start. Let's see. So it talks about some of the injury background, which you're going to be doing this too for this week's press study. Let's see. Yes. That's good to give me a justification of what's going on. All this really has had no evidence of work. Okay, good. He's very honest. There aren't any. There were 2 incidents involving PIT and pedestrians. Okay. Interact. Now, see, what a great justification. Really puts, gives you information as a reader on, what this is all about. So let's get here. So after completing a walkthrough assessment of the facility, the safety team found 3 areas of the facility that needed safety intervention. Okay. The criteria of this assessment were based on PIT pedestrian interaction matrix. The matrix combines the frequency and severity of PIT and pedestrian aisle interactions. 3 areas that needed it were these areas. Inclusion, although the company has no significant work cost for the suffering, does not mean that one will not occur. Very true. The small one-time investment of this will reduce the chance. Okay, what are they doing? Collision awareness, way for forklifts, swinging gates. Interesting. Okay. I mean, it'd be nice if I could read this more and maybe they had like a photo or something, but this is not bad. This is pretty much, this is like, the minimum of what you'd want to have, right? So, provides basic summary. It totally does all that, but lacks clarity. I don't think it does. I think it's above a 24. I don't think it's perfect. I'm going to give it a 27. 27 for executive summary. I got to write that down. Next is the technical report. It'd be nice if there was some sort of something to identify this as the technical report. Oh, as you can see, this is restricted, so don't share it beyond this class. Let's see. Located, size of the plant. It'd be nice if we had more information. Phew, excuse me. I was cooking with pepper just a little while ago. Let's see. Pretty decent introduction. The justification, of course, is just as good as it was. Here's the objectives. Oh, good. Talked about heat map. I use that terminology as well. Methods. I don't like that it's bulleted. I wish there was some more explanation. So that's lacking. That's lacking if you don't understand. Be nice if we had some data here. I mean, the way they use the matrix should have been explained. The risk matrix should have been explained in the methods. But it looks like they're actually providing the results here. The idea is you do a before and an after. That's nice. That would have been nice earlier too. Recommendations. Okay, so we got some pictures now. Good, I like that. They're showing the kind of things they're recommending. What they should do is with these recommendations explain to us how the risk numbers will go down as sort of a justification for them. And I'm not... Okay, I mean, this is great explanation, but give me a before and after. And then we get back into this, and that's nice. I can read that. Good works. Okay, so, I like the use of photos. I can visualize it. Let's go back here. So the technical report could have done a better job, such as full background, application standards, defining conditions, methods may not be detailed enough. Yes, results could be more professional and clear. Okay, I'm going to give it a 32. Okay, 32 on that one. For the topic justification and value-based, the case study was clearly defined, justified with data. Recommendations are justified with data. Okay, I wouldn't say it's there. Topic of the study is stated, but only barely. No, I think he did more than that. So I'm going to go right in between here and give it a 13. And for the overall report presentation, it was pretty good. I don't think it would be down here at 12. I don't think it's a 15. I'm going to go, I'm going to go 14 on that one. So I'll kind of split the difference between the two. So this got 9 and 7, 6, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. This, I got an 86. So pretty good, pretty good. 86 could go up to a 90. This could be anywhere from a B to a B plus, maybe an 89. But good job overall. Yeah, off 3, off 8. Yeah, okay. Nicely done. Okay, Dylan did concrete truck incident reduction case study. What does he have here? Introduction executive summary. I'm not sure what that means. Record, but a concrete truck. Okay. So using on-site information for just 106 million, where it could install telemetrics. Oh, that's really expensive for telemetrics. Usually it's like $10,000, like per vehicle. But okay, maybe he got a deal. Okay, methods, results. I really hope this is meant to be still part of the intro. Oh no. Oh no. What is all this? Cost benefit analysis. Oh no. What? All right. So he says intro executive summary. So then so then does it start with the method section? Should we give him credit? I mean, or is there no introduction? Is there no executive summary? Because they give us an answer here. So this is a contained executive summary, but then there's no introduction. And the methods are bulleted, the results. I mean, there's these big copy-paste things, you know? It'd be nice to have a little bit more information and pictures. This looks like advertising almost. You know, I know what he's going for. I don't think it was really well developed. I don't know if that's justified either. See, 168,000. Where did he get that from? Do you guys see it here? I don't know. I just not real pleased. So I read the whole thing. Executive summary. I'll give him credit for one, but obviously it was lacking. Summary lacks narrative to management, lacks detail, important to scope. I wouldn't say it's down there. I'm going to give him a 21. Give him a 21. I think I'm being generous. Technical report does not have an introduction. So I'd have to, very minimum, the case study report needs to have proper sections, which if the intro is too brief, clear, then score below. I'm going to have to give him a 24 for the technical report. There was a lot of potential there, but it looked like he did a lot of copying and pasting. Barely limited question, but yeah, I'd have to give it a 12 for the recommendations. And for the writing, I wasn't real happy with what was going on here. I can't give it a 12. I'm going to give it an 11. It builds upon itself, right? 6, 7, 8. 68. That one got a 68. And I think I was being generous. Next one. This is a vehicle backing incident. So this is a big deal in a lot of places. Do we have an executive summary? We do. It has multiple safety policies and best practice to ensure a safe environment. Specifically, they have a disciplinary action for vehicle backing accidents. I hope they provide enough technology and training, though, which includes 1 mandatory week off. Wow. Interesting. Although we have procedures in place trying to eliminate these incidents, they do occur. Very costly. The goal of this report is to determine how they can eliminate these. I think it's almost impossible to eliminate. But what you can do is try to minimize things. Bring the inner costs of backing down claims to zero after implementation of proxy backing sensors. Cool. On fleet vehicles and equipment. Yep. In the last year, there have been 6 in the Chicago market. That's an opinion. The average cost is about only $2,200. That's not bad. That's 18. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. Backing incident rates have been driven down. Okay, with initial investment of $12,000, they could equip their fleet vehicles with this proxy backing sensor. Can easily be installed. Never say that. Just curse yourself. Backing sensors warn employees of any obstructions. Okay, I wonder if there's cameras too, because that really helps. I don't know. Didn't do a full cost benefit, but provided some good information here. For the executive summary, I think it's basic. Yeah, I'm going with 24. I'm going with 24 on this one for the executive summary. It's good, but it definitely could have been improved. All right, now we're to the paper. So the scope, it'd be nice if we had a little bit more information. about the backing up and the orientation of parking lots or wherever they park and what they currently provide. The justification, okay, we've had some accidents, it costs this much. Objectives, let's see if they meet those. Methods, oh, the first one without bullets. After I had the data I needed, I. Okay, he's going to lose points for writing. Okay, this is not descriptive enough. Definitely not. He tried, but... All right, so current backing accidents. 6 of them worth this much. Yes, but how did you... Backup sensor, cost... Interesting. Okay. Number of vehicles without cameras and sound. Okay, so there is a camera, I guess. Roscoe Vision. Give me some pictures, yo. Ugh. Okay, you did a cost benefit. Conclusion. Where? Oh, here we go. Roscoe. So they do have it. Interesting. All right. All right. Would have been nice to get some worker input too. So his results and recommendations, you know, it definitely could have been more information for me, but not too terrible. Would I give it a basic? Would I give it a 32? I'm going to give it a 32. Being generous here. Was it justified? I think it was. Topic is, but the only bear. I can't give it that. I'm going to have to give it a 13. For the writing, I wasn't happy. A lot of I stuff. Would I give it a 12? No, I'm gonna go 11. I think the presentation could have been much better. So what do we get? We got 6, 9, 0, 1, 5, 6. That one got an 80? That seems too high to me. It seems too high. Maybe the technical report? I don't know. Results could be more. Yeah, I don't know, man. Did I add this up right? 56. 68. Yeah. So it got an 80. I'm not happy with that though. I feel like it should be a little bit lower. I think a 79 would probably be more justified. So I'm going to bring down the writing to a 12 from a 13. Now I've got my 79. So the first one, 86, second one, 68, third one, 79. I feel that's pretty well calibrated. Though the first one probably deserved a little bit more, but they bulleted their methods. A couple other things could have been improved. So hopefully that was helpful. Yeah, that took too long. Sorry, everybody. So the last thing I'd like to do is share with you what I did this week. And so for the past... I got to flip this around. Sorry, everybody. So what I did... this week is this past week we had a quarterly business meeting, and I hadn't been in one yet. I'd been in operations meeting monthly and bi-weeklies and safety action meetings, things like that. But this one had corporate people in it, and I knew that, and I knew I had to speak to them. So I worked pretty hard on this. And by Monday night, we did it on Wednesday. Monday night, I had everything kind of put together and submitted. I sent it to my boss. What do you think? Are we good? Because we also had to come up with 2023 numbers. And so I was the first one to go after the overview was given. And on the left here, this is what they've used previously for their KPIs, key performance indicators or metrics. And as you can see, it's the traditional stuff that safety people use. And if you know me at all, you know I have issues with these, many of them. So what I was recommending is we shift to something that also has still some of the lagging metrics provided on the left here, but bringing in things that aren't really numbers, but are ratios of things. So one thing is I'd like to increase the safety observations. This is quarterly. I need to update this. This is 50 per quarter, so 200 per year. The safety items completed, this is monthly. So I want to do 20 monthly corrections and document those corrections per month. Maybe that's a little high, but that's where I'm shooting because I pretty much got that in my first month. Safety training, I want to do 2 topics, which means I'm going to meet with all 3 shifts twice. So I'm going to get rolling with that very soon. I'm working on that first topic right now. I want to do 2 GAHAs and or safety audits per month with teams of people. By the end of this week, I hope to have schedule for my training and for my JHAs and safety audits, so I can start them the week after. So by March, I'll have already integrated in my monthly and biweekly goals, and I've almost got the phone set up for workers to start submitting things, and I'll train them on that. That'll be one of my early training topics. And I'm also going to be, I updated the safety action tracking sheet, and so that's what I'm going to be using now too. It took a long time to get that updated. I'm going to be performing a worker survey. I'm already working on it. I'm trying to create questions to use as a proxy to start measuring employee resilience. Because I feel that in a piece rate pay system like we have, a union shop that has piece rate pay, I have to find very creative ways to keep them safe. And I think one of those ways is to monitor or develop each individual's resiliency, which is their ability to identify things that could harm or disrupt what they expect and then react to it in a safe way. So I'll be working on that. And so instead of setting like a number, I'm going to put it like ratios of things. As you guys know, I like ratios. So the ratio of first aid injuries to DART cases, 10-1. I think that's a great goal. As far as the total number of days away and total number, this target is actually going to be based on, I'm going to try to lower things 20% year over year. So that's what I'm going to put in there, 20% year over year, and then what that number might be. And then I've got other ratios. So ratio of other recordables to DARTs, 5-1. Ratio of observations to DART cases, 20-1. And then I'll report these two lagging things as well. So as you can see, I kept some of the old stuff, but what I'm doing is I've got more short-term measures that if I'm achieving these, I should have lower actual OSHA recordables and lost time injuries. I explained to them where they are with work comp. Here's a breakdown of their 2022 policy year premiums, and actually this is the expected losses, and then here's the experience modification rate. So their EMR is based on 2018, 2019, and 2020 claim performance. And again, the policy year is September to October. Their loss ratios were 68, 43, and 40.7. That's for these 3 years. In September, when they recalculate for 2023's, this 68.2 loss ratio will drop off, and the new year is 33. Which means the 3-year rolling loss ratio average will drop from 50.8, which is where that 1.04 is kind of related to, 50.8. You got to be below 40 loss ratio to get below 1 experience mod. We'll be dropping to a 39. And that's just based on things that have occurred before. So I think their EMR is going to drop down below 1. I'm thinking more than below 1. And they should be enjoying then a reduction of anywhere from like $50,000 to $70,000 per year on their premium. The current Wisconsin EMR average is 0.93, which means they're currently 11% their peers. So that's a loss. But it's an opportunity, but you have to be sustainable with your safety program to have that in your queue coming up. Here's the distribution of their claim experience, and I believe that's 5 years. Yeah, so September of 17 through the end of the year, end of last year. Got the total amount that was paid, about $1.3 million. And what I was trying to point out to them is that your median claim is about $1,100. Your average claim is $6,300. The difference being that work comp claims do not meet the basic assumption of normality. And so reporting an average is not a valid or reliable statistic. And then I talked about the breakdown here a little bit, that I think the percent of indemnification seems high to me. The medical should be much higher. Then I got into some of the final results, and I showed that by taking annual averages year over year, my 2 recommended focus points, which are cut, puncture, scrapes, and manual material handling incidents, account for a majority. We're talking, depending on what measure we're comparing, it's mid-40s up to, the 80s. When I did my scatter plot trend analysis and forecasting, the capture was kind of a little bit different. But these are the two things we need to focus on, and then conservatively, we can start saving decent money. And I also had said that my plant has about 1/3 of the claims, the other plant has about 2/3, and the other plant manager was in the office. He was in the meeting, and he had said right after, "You got to come help us." You obviously get it. So I went over the 300 log, the recordable injuries. So for 2022, our TCIR was a 6.5, our DART was 4.5, our no lost time ratio was 5/11. The 2021 industry comparison, this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is 3 and 2 and 1 to 2. So we have a higher, over twice as much total case, over twice as much DART, and our ratio is just slightly worse. Just slightly. It's pretty close to it. So what I said is, now, based on my original proposal for metrics, for the 11 lost time cases we have here in 2022, that would mean we would need a balance of 55 other recordable cases, because I had said 5 to 1. That is not a goal. We don't want that many, so it's not good. The other one was first aid cases, 110. Again, I was a 10 to 1 ratio. No, we don't want that many. So what I said is, though, 200 observation or concerns, I think, would help bring these down. And that was the justification. They really liked that. They liked that I was lining everything up. So I said, so where are things happening? I said, so the current safety incident reporting system here, based on 4 years of data, show that we do have an increasing trend. And this is quarterly, by the way. If I was to do it monthly, it was kind of crazy. But what I said is, based on these estimates here, approximately 25 to 30 items were reported per quarter, or 8 to 10 per month. By expanding access and priorities to observations and concerns, we should be able to increase this twofold. So this would all be doubled, based on expanding it out so the workers can report anything they see. Then what I did is a month-over-month comparison. Right here is where we are. So we had 5 in the queue for just January. That's the highest start we've ever had. Most of these were submitted by me through my observations. We had 0 recordable injuries, which I did nothing to enhance that. That just was luck. We had 1 unreported incident, which we came in and found one morning, and we have to get people to report those things. I think it's because they feel they're going to be punished in some way, and we got to get that mindset out. So we need more incident reports. Ideally, observations and concerns, because those are precursors to potential injuries. Here's the safety action tracker that they put in place. It goes back to January of 2022. Blue are the new ads, and reds are what was remaining. Green are what was corrected that month. Purple are the number remaining in progress, and blue are the remaining holds. So the holds are something I'm going to try to take off the book. So these are the holds. They were added in September. They're still there. I'm going to be attacking those. The tall blue here was due to an external safety audit that was conducted, and I've been chipping away at those. So as far as posted corrected, I did some in January. I did these in December. I did these in January. In February, I'm already right here. So I'm already knocking them back. My goal is 20 per month or 5 per week. That's very aggressive, but I'm also finding that sometimes they're little easy things, and I'll just kind of throw it in there as I go. And I'm still I'm trying to improve the system. And this is dependent on an improved and more standardized and more frequently used reporting system. The reporting system will add things to this on a more frequent basis. We'll have a better understanding of it. I'll get things done quicker. So that's the plan. But this is what I've been working on a lot lately, trying to get this updated. This is the safety audit that was conducted and posted in July, and there were a total of 148 items. My plan had 32 of those items. These are the priorities of them. I believe there are only, how many left? There were 18 completed, 4 are on hold, 10 are in progress. Okay, so I've got about 14 to go. Of those 14, I got a bunch listed here, some on hold, some are still in progress, and the greens they're almost done. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them almost done, and I believe the other 4 were assigned to other people, and I'm going to get on them, and then I'm going to also be working on the on hold. So I'm going to try to resolve this, hopefully at the latest by April. So here's my final slide, and that's why I was kind of, this is what I'd like to accomplish in 2023. So first, I want to increase employee engagement. That's one of my tasks, and that aligns with the company's corporate goals of drive improvements in safety culture. How am I going to do that? I'm going to meet with safety team members each shift, one time per month. I'm already setting that up. I'm identifying my shift champions. They're going to be my main, focus people, and then they're going to help me bring in people from other areas. I want to conduct the employee perception survey. I'm working on it. I'm hoping to get the baseline at least started next week early, if not end of this week. And then I'm going to do it informally twice a month. I'll just do a grab sample from a group just to see where they're at. But the baseline is what's most important right now. I'm going to expand what I'd like to change the name of the safety incident report. Actually, this is Sunday night. Tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to try to get an update on where we are with that project. The goal is, again, increase the number of reports to 20 per month. In January, we had 5. So quadruple it from there, but double based on the typical average per month. The next area was increased visibility of safety on the production floor, and that aligns with their drive improvements in safety culture. We just released a bunch of 5S boards throughout the plant, and I'm going to publish safety alerts and reminders for training. I decided that instead of doing an hour training a month, I'm going to do micro training, which means I'm going to post things, I don't want to call them alerts. I got to think of a name. I'm going to try to think of it tomorrow. I'll have a posting, a new one each week in each area. And then twice a month, I will go and speak to them just for a few minutes, just kind of going over what we're focusing on this month and have them refer to the board. I think that would be a good idea. And then I will do informal scoring as I walk around for my dailies, and I'll just ask a few employees questions about what they should have been trained on to see where they're at. And that's what I'll use as my learning metric. Daily and weekly audits, safety, that's what I was just talking about. I'm going to increase the quality of safety data collected and reported. That's part of the corporate goal of refocus on operational excellence. So I'm going to be improving the data fields and expanding the entries, and that's happening now. And I'm going to update the job hazard analysis and my audit forms. I'm going to customize them so that it's not like a form that somebody has to you're supposed to evaluate something, but you don't know where to begin. I'm going to customize it for each area. So there'll be some verification questions, and then there'll be some exploratory questions. So somebody could pick it up right where I left off versus what's going on right now. Next is develop daily, weekly, and monthly schedule for safety activities. This is part of their refocus on operational excellence. We're landing a major capital project here in the next few weeks. And I'm working with all of the engineers and technicians to do pre-FMEA, which is failure modes and effect analysis, and job hazard analyses for operators on this new piece of equipment. It's brand new technology. We don't have it in the plant. And so that's going to be, we're going to be testing all the systems to make sure that the workers can remain safe, but then be very productive too. What we learned from that is probably going to generate the new forms and help me with planning out the audits, because the audits and JHAs are going to be used to educate engineers, maintenance, and the safety team, along with actually collecting data and adding things to the safety action tracker. We're going to do two of those per month. Then once I get all this stuff under my belt, and I'm thinking this is going to take April, I'm going to take everything we're learning and start aligning the written safety program with corporate policy. And that's refocusing operational excellence so that, again, if somebody was to need to pick up where I left off, they can see everything I've done, how often I do things, the data I'm using. Everything will be very much well explained so someone could pick it up and take it. That's the sustainable element. All right, so that is everything I wanted to cover this week. By the way, what I just shared with you was very well received by everybody there. It gave some other people some ideas. I'm going to be doing some onboarding and training with the new site safety coordinator who's in the other plant and working with them. But the one thing that I really liked is that the VP said, what you were able to just accomplish in 6 weeks was what did he say? My ability to comprehensively understand safety and put it in the context of what corporate needs and what needs to be done on a daily basis, I was able to accomplish more in 6 weeks than what he's seen in the last 6 years. So that felt really good. but now I got to live up to the hype that I've created. I need to get these things in place. I need to make this stuff work. And I'm excited. I think there's great potential here, and they're excited to hear, that hey, we've got this guy who is going to contribute to our successes too, and the tools and techniques he's developing for the work he's doing will benefit us too. We can actually customize it to what we're doing, and then all these systems can be built on each other. And the other plant obviously will be able to take on the framework I'm building for the safety program and the data analysis techniques and all the metrics and everything. And so overall, the company, I think, is in really good shape that by the end of 2023, we should have a lot less injuries, but a lot more reports of what's going on, what needs to be focused on. Then it's a matter of just doing the work. So exciting stuff. And so you're going to be contributing to that by doing the machine safeguarding. It should be a good practice for everybody if you haven't already, and I'll use what you give me to kind of break things down a little bit more. But I'll be adding these case studies each week. I'll be working on another one probably midweek Friday for you, and I'll have videos and pictures and everything else. So if you have any questions or want to meet with me, please reach out, because I really like meeting with you all and see how things are going. I'd really like to hear an update on how things are going with your job searches and your LinkedIn and everything else. I did see that somebody else submitted for a student spotlight, so I'll get that out by the end of the week. So I hope you're all well. Again, reach out to me if you need to talk. Thanks, everybody.